Oh, beans, oh, cheese pizza. Oh, pretzels, I missed a raid. Hello, Mark. I am so sorry I wasn't here when you raided. But hi. Welcome in, everyone. Hello, hello, and what is up, gamers? Mark, thank you so much for the raid right at the top of the stream. That is incredibly kind of you. I hope you had a wonderful time. Mark says, hi, need to go get me some heckin' lunch post-stream rescue time, but I couldn't resist popping in, seeing as you're back. Thank you so much, Mark. I very much appreciate it. I was indeed getting ready. I was off in the other room fixing myself a couple of drinky-doos. But I am here now. And hello, hello, and hello, everyone. I hope we all are having a wonderful Thursday. I hope you had a wonderful holiday break. I realize it was some days ago now. But it's so good to be back. Oh my goodness. I have missed y'all. Hello, Turnip. Hello, Mark. Hello, Samuel. Thank you very much for the lurk. And hello, hello. Let me just get the camera on, and then I will, let's get a shout out to Mark. Thank you so much again for the raid. I hope you had a lovely time streaming. If you're not familiar with the lovely, lovely Marky Mark, you should go give him a follow. Go do that. You should go do that, forthwith. As you can see, Mark is an incredibly delightful human being, a very lovely person, and also plays a lot of really, really cool games. How many cool games have I found out and put onto my these are games I need to play list because of Mark? It's been quite a few. Oh, for heaven's sakes! The shout out command is still not working. I did. There we go. Okay, we've got a shout out there for Mark. Sorry, that's going to happen quite a few times this stream. I am going to try as best as I can to mute if I feel a big cough coming on. I really will. But, yeah. But not that one, apparently. I'm so sorry. Anyways, hi, everybody. There are so many games, says Mark. I know, there are so many games. And I am currently making my way through 2 games that I've already played, but in different modes. So that's fun. I treated myself because I was feeling extremely sick for the last, literally 2 weeks. I treated myself to the Mario Kart 8 DLC, so now I have more tracks to doot around on in the little pink cat car as Waluigi, which is the best combination. And I'm also replaying Ori and the Blind Forest on hard mode this time to see whether or not I'm a better gamer than I was 3 years ago last time I played it. Anywho, how's everyone doing? How have you been? I haven't been here in a while, and I have missed y'all. It's so nice to be back. I'm sorry it's not under better circumstances. I wanted to be back on Monday, but my lungs and my airways weren't working properly on Monday, so I really couldn't do much other than be in bed. So yeah, anyways, Samantha says there has to be at least 5 games. Who could ever play them all? Indeed, indeed. So very true. So very true. I've heard there may be as many as a dozen. I know, hard to believe, but those are the rumors that have been circulating anyways. I should introduce myself for anyone who came in on Mark's raid. Hi there. My name's Twitch user Sammy Kelch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays normally, except I took a short break for the holidays. And then when my short break for the holidays was over, I immediately got really sick and had to take a slightly longer break to get better. As you can probably hear, I'm still not 100% better, but the fact that I'm sitting upright and speaking is a pretty good indicator of the way things are going, which is good. A dozen, says Samantha Sounds Sauce. Who could ever need that many games? I mean, I have the terrible tendency of replaying the same games over and over and over again, as anyone who's been to any of my Hollow Knight streams will know. But you're quite right too. I need to mute the mic for just a wee moment. I'll be right back. I promise I don't normally cough this much. I do normally cough, but not normally this much. Anyways, Hollow Knight is one of the canonical games in the Sammy Kelch library. It is indeed. It is. It is very much. a game that exists. It's one of my faves. I might even play it tomorrow. For anyone who doesn't know, and you probably don't, because this is ancient history by now, but older viewers may be aware of the fact that on my last Hollow Knight stream, last year, good lord, what is time? I started and I don't know how shall I say? I started a speed run, but like, don't get your hopes up about that. Because when I say speed run, I am not a speedrunner. I am a certified slowpoke. This is me attempting to, like, gotta go fast. And that's still very slow. As someone who's played through the game multiple times. And yeah. Anyways, so for tomorrow's stream, I honestly don't think that I'm going to be resuming the speed run just yet. Simply because I'm still sick and I haven't played the game in many weeks. And I'm a little scared that my skills have diminished. And also I'm very fatigued at the moment. I got winded bringing in like 3 bags of groceries from the front door when we had Tesco deliver yesterday. That made me need to have a sit down. So I think the intensity of attempting to speedrun might be a little too much for this little creature until I'm feeling, at least back up to like 80%. So gonna hold off on that for the moment. But thankfully today I'm just doing what I hope will be a very simple, straightforward watercolor and won't actually be that taxing. We'll see how we get on. Heck. Mark says, wizards don't cough too much, or do they cough too little? They cough precisely as much as they need to. And this wizard has some very angry lungs at the moment. I really do want to apologize in advance for that. I'm gonna try to A, keep it in check, and B, I've got, like, my mouse pointer just poised over the mute button. So if I need to mute in order to cough, I'm gonna try my best to remember to do it. Because I realize it's not pleasant. Anywho. Samantha says, wow, you haven't even played Hollow Knight since last year. Has Sammy ever gone so long without playing Hollow Knight? Honestly, I don't know what my record is since playing it the first time. This is probably the longest I've gone without playing Hollow Knight, but I've probably also gone this long before. Because I've been on holiday before and didn't have access to, like, my Games Pass and a controller and a computer that could run it without getting all chuggy. I need to quickly go refill my water because I forgot to fill it before we started. So I'll be back in just a second. You're all breathtaking. Back in a moment. Oh, good. I knocked over my dice. That's what I get for putting them there. Ugh. Anyways, the studio desk is also where I play Dungeons & Dragons. So I have dice here. Back in a second. Okay, I'm back. I promised myself that this would be a nice, quiet, gentle, low-energy stream. No, you're breathtaking, says Samantha. I mean, I genuinely haven't had much in the way of lung capacity. That winded me slightly for about 2 weeks, so you're not wrong. Anyways, I do have Maximum Hydration, Lucozade Sport, a drink that they specifically say to drink this if you're an adult who trains or takes part in sport. They don't say anything about drink this if you are chronically dehydrated because you've had some kind of chest infection for the last fortnight. But you know what? How about I drink it anyways? Samantha is off the Deadpool bathwater. Uh, no, I was gonna bring over my Deadpool water, but I decided that it might actually be in my best interest to get some electrolytes in me, because despite my best efforts, and I have been drinking a lot of water, I still feel like I could probably be drinking more of it, because you know what they say when you're sick, to drink plenty of fluids. Anyways, the good news is that as far as I know, the kind of virus I have is not the kind that passes through computers. So like you can hang out in this stream as much as you want and you are not going to catch anything from me, okay? Mm, delicious. All right. So, allow me to introduce the cozy thing that we are going to be painting today. The wonderful people over at Stream Inc., with whom you may be familiar if you the wonderful people at Stream Inc., with whom you may be familiar if you have been hanging around this stream, or like other members of the stream art community who have partaken in the last couple of years. They have put together a prompt list for January again this year, which is the Cozy Recovery prompt list. So they're all very gentle suggestions, very cozy, and instead of being like a prompt every single day, it's a prompt a week for like a month. And I like that speed. I also like being able to pick and choose. So like if you just want to do if one of the prompts tickles your fancy, then you can just do that one. Anyways, I should probably like link to that prompt list so y'all know what the heck I'm talking about. I'm gonna yank their link off of Instagram if I can. Though I'm not really using Instagram as much these days. Just because it's getting terrible. I don't really want to belabor the getting terribleness of it. Partly because like I'm sick and I just don't have it in me at the moment to think real hard about it. But just popping a little link to the Stream Inc. Sort of main page, as it were, which is here. In case you want to check out the prompt list as well. This week's prompt, which is for the 5th to the 11th of January, is Shooting Stars, which I think is incredibly cute. And I'll pop the list up on screen in case you're curious. Anyone is welcome to participate, and do, as always, feel free to hashtag streaming 2025 so they can find your artwork. If you're not on Instagram, which I'm honestly going to be on Instagram less these days, I have found a way to circumvent having to see ads on Instagram, which I'm enjoying, which is to just go to my Instagram page on my desktop, go to the list of users I'm following, and just click on the profiles of people who I suspect may have posted recently. And just have like a dozen tabs open at the time. Go like some posts, go comment on people's artwork, and then just leave again, and never actually have to look at my feed, because yeah, it has decided to become the bad place. So you'll probably find me more active on Blue Sky and Mastodon, if you do want to hang out with me on socials. I do also have a Discord where I'm gonna try and get better at actually posting my artwork to Discord. I often feel weirdly shy about sharing my own artwork on my own Discord, because I feel like this Share Your Artwork channel is for y'all to get to share things with the group. And, you know, I don't want to make it all about myself just because it's my server. That just feels, I don't know. This is like stupid, because that's what it's there for. But like, I do feel shy about it. Anyway, Sammy Ann, hello. Welcome on in. It's lovely to see you. Sammy Ann says, good day. I'll be checking you out on the Butterfly Social. It would be wonderful to see you there. And if you do share your artwork there as well, I will definitely be sharing it. That's one of the things I like about Blue Sky as well, is that because it's more similarly structured to Twitter. It's a lot easier to actually share other people's artwork as well, which you can't super easily do on Instagram. So I like that. Samantha says you should make a Share Sammy's artwork channel where you get to share your art. Maybe I should, so I don't steal anybody else's thunder. But this is, so you see the prompt 5 to 11th of the month is shooting stars, and that's what we are doing today. I'm looking forward to snowy windows. That's going to be really cute. And I already know exactly what I'm doing for comfy chair. I hope. And I'm just gonna spoiler it now. Do you remember those gay hamsters that we drew back in Pride Month? The little Victorian hamster ladies? Yeah, they're back in a new season. In late Victorian knitwear, perchance. Comfortable Victorian at-home clothes. Getting cozy. Oh, it's gonna be delightful. Anyways. Always the gracious hostess, does Sammy, and aw, geez. Turnip, hello. Thank you for the yay! Yay! Hello, Turnip. Anyways. So yeah, today's prompt is shooting stars. So I'm just gonna bring you in a little bit closer because wouldn't you know it, I'm drawing some little buddies. Just a couple little guys just chilling on this hill here. Overlooking I haven't done one of these before, but I wanted them to be overlooking like in the hills, sort of overlooking a city. So there's like the other, so I'm going to be able to put the little city lights down here, and then you get a little bit of that effect of sort of those lights, sort of like the sky's a little bit lighter down here, and then it gets darker as it goes further into space, and we see some shooting stars in the sky, and I pulled out my Starry Color Gansai set for that, which was a gift from oh shoot! The person who gave me this as a random gift years ago, it's their birthday today. So I'm gonna need to jump on WhatsApp as soon as the stream is over and send them a birthday message. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna like write myself a reminder right now. To happy birthday them in like 2 hours. Oh, goodness gracious. Anyways, always approve of the hamsters and coziness, says Sammy Ann. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm excited to try and draw them again. I haven't drawn a lot of hamsters in my time. But my goodness, they're cute. Samantha says, Mastodon solves the issue of a centralized moderation team you cannot trust by having to trust every single server you interact with in moderation. I mean, yeah. The nice thing is, if a server decides to run itself super terribly and have people behaving poorly all over it, you can block those users, but you can also just go ahead and block that server. You know, like the server you're in can be like, oh, we don't want to interact with this server because it is bad, and just block it. And, you know, that makes me feel nice and safe. I'm in a nice, safe server that I enjoy. It's also the first one I found that was relevant and accepting new users at the time. Anyways, but yeah, I always thought that Mastodon was going to be kind of complicated because of the way that nerds explained it to me. I'm so sorry, friends. The way that nerds explained it to me when I first looked into it, like, probably around the time that, like, people were like, oh, we're going to stop using Tumblr because Tumblr introduced some new rules that I think they kind of walked back on eventually. And someone was explaining it to me, and they were like, okay, all you have to do is this, and I'm like, that sounds so complicated. And then eventually I did decide to sign up for it, and it's literally just like, here's a list of servers you can join. Some of them have specific interests. Just pick one that seems relevant to you, and create an account. That's it. That's all you have to do. It's not hard. So I picked the UK server because I'm based in the UK. Easy peasy. That was, like, fine. Anyways, Samantha says, gay Victorian hamsters. Never heard of such a thing. Oh, what's this print on my desk here? You have it on your desk. Aw. Delightful. Thank you. By the way, everyone, I have a shop. Just FYI. Turnip says, happy birthday, paint gifter, which is a sentiment echoed by Sammy Ann. Hell yeah. I I very much appreciate these paints. I don't use them super often, but my god, they're pretty. They are very, very pretty. Very nice little painties. Um, uh, Samantha says, yeah, but your server runner can just block entire servers off from you for arbitrary reasons. This is also true. I mean, there are definitely downsides to Mastodon as well. Like, you know, because it is a set of, like, discrete servers run by different individuals and groups, they can just decide that they don't want to run a server anymore and just, like, be like, okay, so we're shutting down the server, and then you have to find another server to migrate your account to, which you can do, but it is a pain in the backside. So I think to that end, I guess the answer is choose your server very carefully, but also I 100% get why some people are just like, elephant site too complicated, not gonna do it. That is super fair. I feel like my sort of interaction levels with other people on that site have wavered over time. Like, sometimes it's been, like, fairly active, and then other times it's been kind of dead. But I also don't post there super often, so, you know, part of that is down to me, I guess. But, yeah, Samantha says, unlike Mastodon, Blue Sky seems to be the consensus social media for now, so I'm there for now. Yeah. Yeah, I am also very much there. I'm more active there, I guess, in part because there are more people on there who are active also. So I have more people to interact with, which is nice. And I like a lot of the features on Blue Sky. I genuinely very, very hope that it doesn't go the way of other social media that I'm no longer using / am phasing out and don't want to use as much. You know, I see, like, some people are like, oh, social media is a disease, you shouldn't use it at all. And I think that's really sad, because I do think that there are a lot of really good things about social media. There are a lot of good things that come out of social media in terms of being able to find communities and share information with other people and do all kinds of other stuff that was really freaking hard before we had sites like this. You know? Even in earlier days of the internet, I remember just finding information on niche topics or finding other people who had shared interests with me was extremely difficult. And it's still not always easy, but it is so much easier now than it was, like, you know, 20 years ago or something like that. Let alone back in, like, the 90s, when, you know, if I wanted to find out how to do something in the video game, I had to call a number that was at the back of a magazine. Like, I don't want to be, you know, kids these days, but damn, like, there are it is, I think, sometimes important to remember what's good about everything now also, because damn, whatever happened to Vero, says Sammy Ann. I don't know. Was that a social medium, or are you referring to someone I know? Because if it's someone I know, they had a really nice Christmas. If it's a social medium, I've never heard of it. But yes, Samantha says social media's utility is directly linked to its user base. Yes, exactly, yes. You know, I hear some people being like, you know, like, blank website is a hell site and it's just toxic and there's nothing good there. And I'm like, clearly you haven't found the community of just, like, historians sharing, you know, scans of interesting medieval books that they've been working with that are just chilling, or people being like, here's something I crocheted, because a lot of it is just that. It all depends on what you let yourself find, I suppose, and how you, like, self-moderate as well. Sammy says, the 90s, ICQ and BBS were the social sites play. Oh man, you know, I never had ICQ because I tried to use it once because I had a friend who was like, you gotta get it, you gotta add me on there. And I was like, I tried, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I clicked something wrong, and I don't know what happened, but trying to add my friend as a contact on there didn't work, and I panicked, and I got rid of it, because I was scared. Anyways, and they were scary, says Sammy Ann. Yup, it was a scary experience, and I never went back. So that was fun. And Turnip says, "Oh, Gum, I forgot about the computer help phone numbers." Like, that's it. Like, you know, if I was playing like Link's Awakening on you know, my Nintendo doodad, I don't actually know what it came out on. I'm sorry, I'm a fake Zelda fan. Um, you know, back in the day, I would have had to have like Nintendo Doodad magazine and call this number and be like, "Hey, yeah, I'm stuck. Yeah, it's me again. Yeah, I'm stuck in that dungeon again. Can you please help?" Yeah, okay. No, it's the room with there's three pots on the left. I already smashed those. And there's like some sort of like wiggler looking creature wandering around, and I threw one of the pots at him, and then he died, and I got a key, but I can't find the door. You know, like, oh my god. Anyways, hey Hyrule, welcome in. How are you doing? We're just talking about the good old days of having to call a number in order to figure out how to get unstuck from your incredibly difficult video game. Good times. Help phone numbers, says Sammy. And yeah, Nintendo Dude is correct. NES, yep. And magazines. Oh, man. Ugh. Remember when games came with physical DRM objects? Oh, Biddle Boy. Remember physical media? Like at all? Or the unofficial strategies guides. Those two. We used to... Even like when I started working in a public library, we used to like stock those in the library. Mostly in the kids section, I think. But we did have them, the like, you know, here's how to beat this video game sort of strategy guides and those, like the magazines and that kind of thing. I've got a bookshelf full, says Sammy, and yeah, there's probably still some Nintendo Power magazines in my parents' basement someplace. Because we had quite a few of them. Samantha says you get a book of codes printed in black on black, and you had to look up and enter the right one when you started a game up. Oh my god, yes! The codes! It was a different time. It was a very different time. It was a very, very different time. You know, looking at like... I have some, thankfully, available on, you know, sort of like Steam or whatever, very old games, that I still like to play, but some of them would be like, okay, enter code, and I'm like, what code? What are you I don't know what code to put. Why do I have to, what? And I should probably just Google that, but I never do. Anyways. Or puzzly games where solutions in game referred to items that came in the game box. Ooh! Yeah! Yes. That is so cool. I love that. I love that so much. Happy days. Happy days. Well, I can tell you now, because it's no longer a spoiler, that I got my, tween-aged nephew a Nintendo gift card for Christmas, and he was very happy about it, so... Great news, everyone! I'm still the cool auntie! Yay! Anyways, Turnip says, I was playing Space Quest 1 recently, and it took me a while to work out. I had to find it in the PDF instruction manual. Oh my goodness. Yeah, finding solutions for that for when games become, you know, when we're playing those games like 30 some odd years later is interesting. Samantha says, because back then your game came on a floppy disk, or you could just stick in, and copy right across to another floppy and make a new game for someone to play. Yeah. My earliest video gaming experience was on the VIC-20 home computer system, which, like plugged into your TV screen as a monitor and ran things off of cassettes somehow, and you could code your own games for that system. It was VIC-20 tape-based. Yep, absolutely, Sammy Ann. It was great. You could code your own games for that system. Now, bearing in mind I was like 4 or 5 years old at the time, I wasn't coding games, but my dad did. He had this little notebook, like smaller than this Moomin notebook, where he would write down all of his code and he would make little games, and he made a little game where I was the protagonist. Now, I was basically like, you know, sort of a small cluster of pink pixels with some brown pixels on top from my hair, but I got to go on a little adventure. And it was so good. I loved that. That was like, it's even more personalized than Character Creation Screen because it was a game that was created literally just for me. Can you believe to learn? It was amazing. Anyways, you know, it was very rudimentary and probably took about, you know, like, took my 5 to 6 year old self probably about half an hour to finish at most, but I heckin' loved it. It was incredible. Oh, my goodness. Anyways, Samantha says, and remember kids, if buying isn't ownership, then pirating isn't stealing. For legal reasons, no comment. In Minecraft. Anyways, I coded, oh my goodness, Sammy Ann says I coded on a C64 as a wee techno kiddo. That is so cool. Love that for you. We also had a collection of program punch cards my dad bought so that I could draw on early artist. Oh, that's amazing. I love that. That is so stinking cute. Hyrule says, as someone whose first at-home gaming experience was Pong, all of this other stuff seemed almost magical when it started coming out. It really did. It really did. And I do like to go back and play, you know, older games sometimes, like things that I remember playing when I was growing up. Because, you know, I think they still have, like, charm and value and, like, genuine, like, replayability and fun. One of the things I noticed about going back to a lot of these older games is how hard they are. Partly, I think, because they had to be hard because, man, you know, like, it was hard to make, like, imagine the amount of effort that it would have taken to make something that's as long as some of, like, the games that we have now, would just be, like, insurmountable. So, for flip's sake. So instead, you would just make a game that was really, really, really difficult to beat so that it would take a long time to finish, specifically because it was hard. And so it would still be a satisfying game because you die a lot. And, you know, respect. Or maybe I'm just a bad gamer. Anyways, Sears branded Pong machine. Ooh, Sammy Ann, that's rad. This was my first game machine. Each new thing was Christmas morning level excitement when it came out. Oh my goodness, yes. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love that there are as many games as there. And what? Why is it not gonna? Oh, sorry. 1 second, everybody. Beans. And then I promise we'll do some artwork. For legal reasons, says Samantha, anyone who has ever interacted with honey should be aware that the obvious scam has been exposed as an even bigger scam than people were expecting. Oh yeah, I've been following the honey drama. Don't use it, is the TLDR. If you want to know more, you can, like, look it up. But don't use it. My husband had it installed on one of his browsers for a period of time. It literally never did anything. Like, it did not find him a single voucher, and he was like, okay, this is useless, and uninstalled it. So yeah, please, if you have that browser extension installed, please uninstall it. If nothing else, it is, like, actively stealing, like, referral money and stuff. So, you know, that's shitty. Anyways, but, yeah. Oh, yeah, also, anyone who's ever been, sponsored, with an affiliate for anything Link, should definitely be aware that they probably stole from you. Yeah, absolutely. It's super not cool. Mark says also because of the fact that a lot of early games came from arcade games where the amount of quarters you had was limited, meaning playtime would be more. Oh my god, I used to, like, just desperately want to play arcade games. Desperately wanted to play arcade games. then I'd finally get a quarter and be allowed to go play the arcade game, and I would die within seconds. Because the only time that I get to play the arcade game is when when I put money in. So I never get time to practice and get good because, like, I'm young and I don't have that much money. And, anyways. Rabbit hole to go down now, says Sammy Ann. Have fun! Mark says, like Honey from Bee Sunny. It is a browser extension that nominally, supposedly, like, finds vouchers and, like, coupon codes for you on retailers. But also, if you clicked, basically, one of the big things that was discovered was that if you click an affiliate link from someone, like if somebody runs a blog about lawn care and you click an affiliate link on their blog for a lawnmower and you go to buy that lawnmower, normally they'd get a little, sort of a little bit of money for that, for sending you to purchase that item. But if you have Honey installed in your browser, Honey intercedes and is like, yep, we looked for some vouchers and we couldn't find anything. But in so doing, just in doing that, they have changed, like, the referral link to their own, so they get the referral money instead of that lawn care blog that you clicked on. Which is super shady and underhanded, because, like, of course no one's gonna realize that this is what's going on, because why would you? It's nasty. Yeah, Mr. Legal Eagle, of YouTube is doing a class action lawsuit, because a lot of people, especially, like, people who have YouTube channels or blogs or that kind of thing, use referral links, because if someone buys something through that referral link, they get a little bit of money for it, and that is, that's income that they've missed out on, which is deeply uncool. And also, I think a lot of people were kind of tricked into taking sponsorships, because there was a while where Honey was, like, on every YouTube channel being like, this video is sponsored by Honey, the browser extension that saves you money. And it turns out, well, it rarely actually does, and it's stealing money from the people who are literally being sponsored by it, probably. It's nasty. So yeah, please don't use it. Uninstall it. And if you think you've been affected by this as someone who uses referral links, possibly take a look at that class action. I don't know how that stuff works, but it might be worth, just letting them know. Anyways. Oh yeah, Mark says, I thought you were all saying don't use Honey on your toast anymore, it's a scam. Jeepers creepers. Oh no, absolutely. Honey is delicious and good for you. And if you've got a sore throat, honey, a little spoonful of honey and a cup of ginger tea, delightful. Gotta look out for those bees. Support your local apiaries, all that jazz. We love bees. Anyways, oh boy, Sammy, it says, look, my local hive was really honest and open to the amount of saliva that was in each comb. Thanks. Anyways. Listen, a lot of if you think hard about a lot of the things that we eat, they're kind of gross. Like, don't think about where eggs come from. I mean, it's a hen's cloaca, but don't think about it. Anyways. And definitely don't think about figs. Do not think about figs, you'll be traumatized. Anyways, moving on. Cozy. Let's get cozy, everybody. Honey also worked with vendors to make sure it was only finding vouchers they wanted you to find, deliberately not letting you know about the best offers, which they therefore blatantly lied about in their advertising. Not cool. Mr. Legal probably knows how it works, says Savannah. I'm pretty sure that he does, because he seems like a pretty experienced lawyer. Samantha says, Honey is evil. Do not eat. Gross propaganda from bees making you forget that they have evil stingers of evil. Listen, they are very important pollinators. And I will not accept this bee slander on my stream. Okay? Just because one bee stung a person one time doesn't mean that they're all bad people. That is a hasty generalization that should not be made. I understand having you know, a discomfort around bees because you got stung once, I probably would too. But I still think that they're an important part of the ecosystem. And I love them. Anyways, Mark says, if y'all ever heard of bee beds, do go on. You've piqued my interest. I know where eggs come from, says Samantha. I kept hens. Oh, eggs come from adorable fluffy chimkins. They do, and we love chimkins on this stream. Sometimes they are covered in poop. Delicious. I do love when you get... This never happened in Canada, but here in the UK, every once in a while, you'll buy, like, a carton of eggs, and one of them will come with a bonus feather. I'm gonna be honest with you, that creeped me out the first time I saw it. Because I was like, damn. Do they not clean these? And the answer is there's a reason that the eggs are in the refrigerated section in North American supermarkets and not in the refrigerated section in European supermarkets. And it has to do with the way that the eggs are processed before coming to shops. And they basically do an extra round of, like, super sanitization, I think, that is generally probably actually pretty unnecessary to North American eggs before they land on supermarket shelves, which also makes them not as temperature stable, which means they can't store them at room temperature. I genuinely, when I first walked into, like, a Tesco here in the UK, I was like, what are the eggs doing out of the fridge section? Why the hell are the eggs right next to the flour? What's going on? I was freaked out. Anyways, I guess that's immigrant story time for this stream. Also, our chimkins are all vaccinated for salmonella. I love that for them. Really, very much I do. Oh, goodness gracious. Speaking of salmon, what am I having for dinner? Ooh, you know what? I feel like crap, so I'm probably just going to heat up a can of tomato soup. Hell yeah. Anyways, bee beds are where you sleep on top of a long horizontal hive, and apparently it's relaxing / spa-like. I don't know if I would feel relaxed by that. I'm gonna be honest, I would spend the whole night being scared that I'm gonna roll over and squish a bee. I would be the opposite of relaxed. No. That's really interesting as a concept, and I do not want to do it. Wow. Anyways, yeah, there we go. Samantha says we do not wash our eggs so they still have the protective layer. That's it. Of course, eggs are next to the floor. Sorry, eggs are next to the flour you use, but I don't know why I read that as next to the floor, and I was like, well, they are on the bottom shelf at my local supermarket, so that tracks. But I don't know why that's relevant. And then I read it correctly and realized that, honestly, my brain is tomato soup. I have spent the last fortnight practically every day not being able to do much other than get up at lunchtime, sit quietly, eat way too little for lunch, go take a nap, stay up until about 9 p.m., and then go to bed. And that's about it. So I'm literally so excited that I did this extremely simplistic sketch today, because apart from one drawing I managed to squeak out for Patreon, like right before the end of December, all I've been able to do, I haven't written anything, I haven't drawn anything, I haven't painted anything. All I've been able to do is sit and occasionally play Mini Metro for a few minutes, or maybe a round of Mario Kart if I'm feeling a little bit better. So, I'm not used to doing stuff anymore. I don't recommend it. It sucks. Anyways, Mark says, I felt the same way when I heard the beads are kept separate from the room, I think. Okay, so you're kind of in different... You're not actually in... You're not quite in the same space as the bees. Okay. Because I was genuinely worried that a bee would come up and, like, land on the comforter, and I would just, like, roll over and be like, squish, and I'd be like, okay, I just hurt my lungs, but how would I ever live with myself? I would feel so bad about it. No. How do stuffed Samantha. That's a great question. We're going to start with this bad boy right here, which I like to call Winsor & Newton Watercolor Mediums Masking Fluid Liquido per Mascatura. Removable liquid mask for paper, slightly pigmented. Stinky as all hell. But an excellent choice if there are bits of the, if there are bits of the, I'm trying to get this thing open. If there are bits of the painting that you don't want to get paint on, and I think the best way to do some twinkly little stars on here is probably to do a masking fluid situation first and foremost. Ooh. Debating whether or not to do that with the little city lights as well, because I think that could be really cute and cozy. Really, really cute and cozy. I don't know. Anyways, okay. I think I'm going to start by just plopping in my little shooting star. I'm just going to pop up here. Is that too big? Is that too big for a shooting star? I don't know. That's kind of big, but hopefully it'll be okay. And obviously I want to make sure that you can tell that it's shooting, so I'm going to give it a little trail. Just let the tail kind of trail off thusly. If I can, that's not quite trailed off as well as I'd like. Actually that looks kind of, no, that looks jank. Ah, beans. Okay, I'm gonna need to let that dry and then just get rid of it and try and do another another round of trail that is a little bit less of a wonky angle, I think. That's okay. While I'm waiting for that to dry so I can get rid of it and try again, I'm just gonna add in some other just little stars here and there. Oh no, that's a big blobbit. Oh jeez. This is the thing about this masking fluid brush, is that it's hard to get super precise tiny little strokes from it these days because it is gross. But again, my guidance when it comes to using masking fluid is to have a dedicated brush, because it will F up that brush like real bad. And if it's a brush that you like, you probably don't want it to get all ruined. So don't use your good brushes for masking fluid. Some people actually just use like a little cotton bud, and that would work as well. But it's hard to get as fine a point, I think, with a cotton bud. Which, if that's something that matters to you, then you might want to just get a crappy little brush. And also I think I just want to not worry too much about whether or not these are perfect, because they're just little stars. Varying distances from the from our planet, so they're different sizes as well. And I might just get rid of this shooting star entirely and just start again because I don't like it. But thankfully, that's so easy to do. You just do that. Masking fluid is your friend. Anywho. I do very much apologize for my cough. But I thank you all for sticking around through it. Anyways. Genuinely, how is everyone doing? I hope that you are all well and staying healthy. I hope that you're not feeling afflicted by any nastiness. It seems like this seems to be becoming like an annual tradition. This annual tradition seems to be becoming a yearly custom, I think. Because last year, right after the holidays, I came down with something. And now this year, right after the holidays, I came down with something. Last year, I blamed it on an absolutely disastrous train journey back from my holiday visit to my in-laws. This year, the train journey itself was honestly quite not too bad, considering that I think the train service before the train service just before our expected train was canceled, and so like we had to change trains, and it was going to be it was massively delayed because the previous train was canceled. And so I made the executive decision at the last moment to honestly, let's just take an alternate route. And so we ended up having 2 changes instead of 1 change. But what that meant was that we had a long enough break at a station that had a coffee shop that was open in the evening, where we were able to sit down and have a hot chocolate in a warm environment for like an hour, and then get on an incredibly quiet local train service back to our city. And it was honestly so much nicer than the prospect of having to get on a train that was delayed by an hour and undoubtedly had twice as many passengers on it as it was expected to, which we did the previous year. And it was, even though it's the distance between Leamington Spa and Oxford, and if you've never taken that journey, it's like under half an hour, was the most nightmarish experience of my life. So, do not want to repeat. Sorry, that was a lot of coughing that I did not want to subject you to. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Hello. Many distractions. Hello, welcome in. How are you doing? And thank you so much for the 40 stream steak. That is so many steaks. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being here 40 times in a row. I'm barely here 40 times in a row. I am so touched that you choose to hang out with me. That's so nice. And thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. It's lovely to see you, and I hope you're having a lovely Thursday. Rex says, how are you still ill? Are you okay long-termly speaking? As a matter of fact, I am actually getting better. So I was unwell we're still not 100% sure, for most of December. And then I honestly felt okay over like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and then started getting sick with a seasonal infection pretty much as soon as we got home the day after Boxing Day. And I've been sick for the last couple of weeks with that. But I swear I'm on the mend and I'm starting to feel good. I've got new meds, which are helping with the thing that was bad previously. And I am coming out of this infection. I'm super tired, but I'm optimistic. Anyways, I hope that you're well. Hello. Lovely to see you. Leland says, greets from Blue Sky. Saw you a little under the weather. Hope you feel better soon. Thank you so very much indeed. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I do hope that you are feeling well and good. And on that note, Samantha says, today was so snowy, there were no buses and I couldn't go into work. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. And on that bombshell, I'm going to take a super quick BRB. Take this opportunity to hydrate yourself, have a little stretch, do all that jazz. You're not going to miss anything. Just enjoy the BRB screen and I'll be back very shortly. A BRB. Hey everybody, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. I'm here. Hi. Oh boy. Well, the window next to me is open a little smidge because I think my partner was doing some airbrushing in here yesterday, which is nice because I get a little bit of fresh air in, which is good when you're not feeling amazing or just in general. Hi back, I'm Leland. And she's Eco. Oh, hello. Hello, little friend. Oh. For anyone who can't see, there is a little emote of the most adorable ferret I've ever seen in the chat. She is very, very cute. It's very nice to meet her as well. Rex says, I'm glad you're making progress to healthy at least. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. How's everybody doing? I hope... Did anything exciting happen in my absence? I'm guessing probably not, because I wasn't gone for that long. But, hello. Alright. I'm going to... This is the fun part of trying to make a sky full of stars, is just loading up my brush with a ton of masking fluid, and then just kind of scattering it about on here in the hopes that it will look like sort of a nice semi-random distribution of if any of it will leave my brush, a nice semi-random distribution of stars in the sky of varying sizes and locations. I'm not worried about, honestly, I have a vague idea of what city I think is down there, but I'm not concerned about trying to capture any specific constellations because that's too complicated. And I did not think to look up what constellations can you see above this city. Because I just, I drew this in about 20 minutes after lunch today. After I finished my delicious, delicious lunch beans. I did indeed have beans for lunch. They were very nice. Get off my brush. If I wanted like splatters, I'd probably be using an old toothbrush for this. And I do have an old toothbrush that I use for A, paint splatters, and B, most importantly, cleaning my paint palettes when they get a little bit messy. Get off my brush. I think I might actually need to employ the flick method, which I didn't want to have to do because it does mean that my little fingy tip gets all covered in masking fluid, which I don't enjoy so much. That's not so much fun. So Noah Ryan says, Leland, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You can probably see the bear, says Samantha. It's not bear-shaped. The thing about constellations is you have to understand that A, these people didn't have Netflix, so they had to use this thing called their imagination when they came up with the names of the constellations. That's why we have things like, hey, it's some dots in a row. It's a belt. Or, hey, is that vague shape a bear? And look, a saucepan. A bunny. 2 people. Whatever the zodiac ones are, I forget. I don't do the astrology thing, I'm sorry. That's probably enough stars. Anyways, I might dot some more on with the gold paint afterwards, because I'm gonna make every star shiny and sparkly, because I've got gold paints to do with, and it's gonna be fun. Hydra looks pretty much like a Hydra, says Leland. I mean, hey, at least that one's accurate. Nice. Speaking of Netflix, I finally finished watching season 2 of A Game of Squids. I hope it was good. I still haven't seen season 1. The things I know about season 1 is that it sounds like it was a good show, and it kind of makes me want to eat honeycomb. Because I think that was a feature. Anyways, I hope it was good. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it felt like it needed a second season, and the second season was good. Yeah. Samantha says, I have Aphantasia. Fair. But they were still on something when they decided Ursa Major looked like a bear. Fair enough. I find that kind of thing really interesting. The degree to which different people can, like, picture things in their heads. I don't have the I can't picture things at all. Which is Aphantasia, which I hope I'm saying correctly. But I do have that thing where, if I try and picture something, it's woolly, not as in it's made out of wool, but like, I can conjure, like, the idea of an image for, like, a fleeting second, but I can't hold it there. I have to, like, think of it again to bring it back, if that makes sense. So, like, I can think, yep, that's my husband. And if I want to think about what my husband looks again, I have to be like, come back, moderator / spouse, Twitch user / Callier. Oh, there he is. Aww. Wait, come back! It's like I keep asking, I keep being like, babe, could you come here for a second? And then he just like pops his head in, and then he goes back into the other room because he's in the middle of probably airbrushing some more hammers, realistically, or possibly building his new Lego set because he gifted himself a Lego set for Christmas, and then I also bought him 2 Lego sets for Christmas. In my defense, I bought them when they were on sale, so like the 2 sets were the same price as the regular price for one of them. And yes, they were Animal Crossing sets. One of them was Bunny, the villager Bunny going on a little camping trip, and the other one was Isabel and Fauna and a little house. And they're super cute, and I really wanted to... They made a new set. They made a new Animal Crossing Lego set with Celeste doing stargazing, and I want it so bad. And it launched on January the 1st, and probably because it only cost £9, it sold out super fast, and I'm really annoyed. And I hope they restock it, because I want one super, super bad. Anyways. Rex says 10 out of 10 would die for crippling debt forgiveness again. Yay, that's the premise, right? I also haven't seen it. I do believe it is, yeah. It is the, it is the show where you... people compete for, because they're poor and in a lot of debt, but it's so bad that most of them die. Yay! It's supposed to be, I assume, a damning indictment of things like class inequalities. Because this is obviously for the entertainment of super rich people. And I'm not sure if, the networks and stuff have learned anything from that, because they decided to make an actual, game show based on this horrible, dystopian nightmare of a game show. Now, as far as I understand the actual game show that they've made, you don't die in real life, but I also heard horrible, horrible things, from people who were on set of the version of that show that a certain insanely popular, for some reason, YouTuber who I do not like made. And I don't want to talk about him because he sucks, and I don't want to give him more attention because he has too much already and he can get in the garbage. Anyways, sorry, as you can tell, I've been sick for a while and I haven't streamed in a while, so I'm just being extremely, having a hard time being measured about my spicy opinions today, I guess, because I've forgotten how to stream. Anyways, hello. Samantha says, Sammy, when I picture something as woolly, it is woolly. So when I try to picture an elephant, I get a mastodon. Oh my god. Thank you. Betty Distraction says Lego Warhammers. Does this exist? Because I would love that. I think that would be very fun. Samantha says they made a Celeste one. I know someone who would probably like that. Me too. Actually, I'm going to try and find you a picture of it. Rex says Squid Games is just the next logical step of large viral content creators like Miss That's the Guy. Wants absolute humiliation. In exchange for debt forgiveness, funds gets boring. The Netflix, we completely missed the point of this show spinoff. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like the title of the show could have been, do not recreate the Torment Nexus. And then they're like, hey, people seem to like the Torment Nexus show, so what if we make, the fictional game show, but make it real? It's like, no, the point was that the Torment Nexus is bad. Oh my god. Sometimes I despair, y'all. Anyways, do you want to see some really cute Animal Crossing Lego? Because I'd love to share that with you. Lego Animal Crossing Celeste. Let's go. It is... when you see this, I just love it so much. Lego out of stock. Absolutely freaking heartbroken because this is one of the ding-dang diddly darn cutest things I ever did see. Oh boy, brace yourselves. Because you think you're ready for this, but you're not ready. I promise. You may well go, "Aw." Don't strain your vocal cords too hard. I have warned you. Take a deep breath, because we're about to look. Look at ah! She's got a little telescope and a little star chart and a cup of tea. And there's the moon. And her little lookout point. And I just love her so much. I love her so much. I love the little flowers next to the tree. Her little candle. I think she's got a cake. She's got a bit of cake with her tea. Celeste is out here living her best life, and I love this for her. And I need this set to come back into stock. I need it to be something that they restock, because it is just so cute. Oh my goodness. I mean, I did also get a new Lego set, in as much as the Lego set that my partner bought came with a bonus Lego set of 2 Lunar New Year decorations, and I am very excited to build those and put them somewhere. I am planning to do some Lunar New Year artwork as well, because this is the year of the snake. That's very exciting. What? What? Oh my god.
Oh hell yeah. Mark just subscribed.
Oh, it's gonna do it. It's gonna do it 5 times. Samantha, thank you so much for the gift subs. Thank you.
Oh hell yeah.
Thank
Casually
you.
_
Wait,
shrimp
hold
just
on.
subscribed.
That's better. Oh my god, I need a drink. Oh my god.
Oh hell yeah. Shay Matata just subscribed.
Oh my goodness, thank you so very much for the gift subs. I very much appreciate it. That is incredibly kind. Thank you so much.
Oh hell yeah. Sonia _ Jones just subscribed.
And thank you for gifting subs to the quiz and Shamatha and Mark and Sonia and
Oh hell yeah.
Shrimp. Thank
Quiz
you so
26
much.
just subscribed.
Thank you. And thank you, TTS Nicole, for your valiant efforts on attempting to read out all of those names. One of the things I'd like to do, pretty much ASAP, is to make a little TTS Nicole emote, because I feel like she deserves one. She, she's just, listen, as you can tell from her accent, she's an Australian lass, and she is in fact just a little wombat. And the fact that she's a wombat who can read and attempt human speech at all is honestly really, really impressive, and I think we should, we should give her the respect she deserves with some official artwork and an emote, so gonna do that. But in the meantime, Samantha, thank you very much indeed. I very appreciate it. Okay, I think I've got my breath back. I'm gonna take a sip of very cold mint tea. Yum, yum. This is Marks & Spencer's finest mint blood. Oh, pretzels, Samantha. I forgot that it's been so long since I've done the voice. I can't 100% remember how to do the voice. Okay, I'm going to try and do the accent for the next 5 minutes, but I do apologize if it's a little bit rusty, because as you can probably tell, I don't know how much it projects, how much you can hear, but my throat is very hoarse. So, pretzels, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, but I'm certainly going to try my best. There we go. Wonderful. I mean, you could do a terrible drawing instead, because that is what I thought I clicked on, says Samantha. Well then, in that case, why don't I do that too now? You will have to let me know what sort of a terrible drawing did you have in mind, because I'd be very happy to oblige, but I do need to know what you were thinking of. But anywho, whilst Samantha is ruminating on that, if indeed she is, I'm going to attempt to do TTS Nicole looking at my name and trying to figure out how to read it. Oh my goodness, now that is absolutely adorable. Right, now then, I'm going to have to remember how to draw a wombat. Oh no. Right, well, For the uninitiated, allow me to explain in brief the terrible drawing time situation. I'm going to Anna, now if I could just get you to move out of the way for a moment so we can get the entire canvas onto the screen. Now, terrible drawing time is this a situation that exists on this stream for some reason, whereby I've allowed myself to do the thing where for just 5,000 channel points, I've got 5 minutes or less to draw a character or idea of your choosing from memory or sight unseen on the terrible drawing canvas, which is this at the moment. We've got obviously this is Charmy B from the Sonic the Hedgehog games. This is I do believe this is the Pokemon Pumpkaboo. This is this is a gooseberry goose. This is a cloudberry goose. This is a terrible drawing canvas that went missing, and I couldn't find it. This was some kind of imagine an owl bear, except it's an owl bunny, and that's what that was. This is just a dragon enjoying some tea, and this is of course our very good friend Terry the Fog Mage, and oh boy, well, how in the heck does one draw a wombat again? And I do apologize for the coughing. Oh, anywho, Samantha says the most important feature to make a wombat recognizable is that their poop is cubic. It's true, and I did look this up, and it is how do they do that? How do they? I don't know how they make the poopies into cubes, but I suppose if that's the most comfortable way for them to do their business, then who am I to judge? You know, listen, everyone's different, and it's all very fine. Leland says going to have to go get ready for stream in an hour. Catch you again soon. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I hope you have a wonderful stream, and I hope you have a wonderful stream preparation session, and thank you so much. Thank you very much indeed. Square bum, says Leland. I suppose that might be true. Anyways, thank you for stopping by. It's lovely to see you. Hope to see you again soon, and we'll probably be going and dropping all of those follows on you as well once I finish the stream, so thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much for the honk, many distractions. Very much do appreciate it, and whew. Am I dithering on beginning this drawing because I'm very out of practice? You know, listen, no-ish. Maybe. A little bit. Goodness gracious. I'm looking for my, okay, timer. Now I need to set my time for 5 minutes. There we go, 5 minutes starting now. Let's go. And one more minute of accent as well, so enjoy that. Right. Now, where should I put TTS Nicole? I'm gonna drop her right over here, I think. So, right. Now, a wombat. Okay. Those eyes might be slightly too big, but at least they'll be cute. Anywho. Right, okay, I think I can talk normally now, which will make things a lot easier for me, I think. There we go. Okay, she's got a happy little face. I hope it looks like a happy little face anyways. They've got sort of fluffy little ears. They're quite fluffy wombats, I think. Fluffy little cheeks. This isn't super official artwork. Because I don't think I'm doing the wombat justice here. They've definitely got quite puffy little cheeks though, I think. So I'm going to try and do that. And then I'm just going to have her with her, like, fluffy little paws. fluffy little paws. I don't... Is this what wombats' paws look like? They do now. There we go. Okay, we've got... It's not a very good wombat shape, but listen, I'm trying my best. She's got her little sheet of paper here, from which she is reading her announcements, of course. And I am, of course, going to put her in a cute little outfit, because it's me and I can. So she's wearing her cute little wombat dungarees. Because why? Because I just think she'd look really cute in a pair of dungarees, okay? And I'm just gonna have a little... She's saying Samantha Junderscore 42. Actually, I've got enough time to... I feel like I can do a better job at that lettering. Anyways, I'm not sure I've done 100% a very good job, because I feel like she just looks like a fuzzy otter, and that's not really accurate. But I also don't really, like, just, you know how I was just talking about conjuring, like, images in my mind from memory? Is something I'm not super good at. Well, I think we're finding that out right now. I feel like they might have slightly more sort of like this ears. Like that, so they're a little bit more pronounced, maybe. And could I maybe improve on the shape of these cheeks just a smidge if I kind of bring it in slightly and then go out. Like that, yeah. There we go. Okay, I feel like that's a slightly better wombat face. I feel like you get a slightly better feeling for it. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to just put... And she's saying, Samantha Junderscore 42 just subscribed. There we go. Yay! Everyone looks cute in dungarees, that's just science. Says Samantha, you're right! I wish I could wear dungarees. Okay, I have to stop now.
Oh hell yeah, Sledge Callier just subscribed.
Sledge,
46 months, etc, etc, etc.
Thank you so much! And there's TTS Nicole again. Thank you, babe, very much for the 46-month sub. I really appreciate it, and I love you. For anyone who doesn't know, Twitch user Sledge Callier is my moderator and my spouse. And I very much appreciate their support. Okay, I've put a little flower next to her ear because you know what? She's a fancy little lady and I want her to look pretty. So, here is some prototype artwork of TTS Nicole. She's doing an amazing job and I'm very proud of her for being a wombat who can read. Come on, this wombat can read. That's very impressive. Thank you again, TTS Nicole, for your service. We really appreciate it. Samantha, I hope you're happy. And thank you so much for that redeem. That was really, really fun to do. I'm gonna have to... Okay. Moderator and spouse, not always in that order, says Sledge. And my dearest darling, my sunshine, my beloved, my sweetheart, my babe, my good time boy. Anyways, good job, little wombat, says Samantha. That is definitely how my name should be read out. Yay! I'm glad she did it correctly. Hooray. Anyways, let's just out of curiosity, I'm just gonna, excuse me. I'm just gonna bring up an actual wombat. Okay, when I started typing in wombat and it was like, do you mean wombles? And I'm like, no, wombles are different. I'm looking for a wombat. I don't know how well I could draw a womble from memory. Let's challenge that this stream. I'm very tired. But here's a cute picture of a wombat. Oh my god, they're so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so just for comparison. All right. Here's TTS Nicole. And here's an actual wombat. TTS Nicole. A wombat. TTS Nicole. And a wombat. Hope I did okay. Anyways, oh, the quiz says thanks for the gift sub. Yes, please enjoy your emotes and stuff, the quiz, and thank you again, Samantha. I do appreciate it. Feeling like crap, so we'll drop off for now, says Sledge on bus, so we'll see you soon. I love you so much, my darling, and I hope that we can have some nice cozy soup and crackers for dinner, and hopefully you'll feel better. It is an excellent simulacrum of a wombat, says Samantha. Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay. Do I want to go through the effort of masking fluiding off all of the tiny little lights of the city down here? Or do I just want to pop some gold paint on top when we're done? Because the gold paint will pop pretty well on its own, I think. So I'm tempted to just do that, actually. Decisions are hard. But I also would love to start painting. I'm going to make sure that all of these stars are nice and dry, and I would say that yes, they are. So I think I'm gonna actually do a bit of painting on this stream. I know, shocking. Where? Okay, I couldn't see this paintbrush. I don't even have that many paintbrushes, and I couldn't see this one that was right there. I'm tired. This may not be the longest stream I've ever done for that very reason, but we persist for now. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. And I'm actually going to commit some paint to this canvas. Can you believe, to learn? I know, wild. But I want to bring back these moon glows that I made at the end of last year, because I've only done one painting with them, and you may remember that painting because it was... Wait for it. It was this. Hi! It was me, the little winter forest spirit, whom I painted, and then spur of the moment for our Christmas Eve stream was like, what if I just made this into a PNG tuber? And then I did Sammy painting, but we're only 90 minutes into the stream, says Samantha. I know, it's too soon, but listen, I'm just really keen. Anyways, wow, Sammy, you got changed quick. Listen, believe it or not, I used to do theater. So I have had to do very fast costume changes before. In fact, with just a little bit of cinematic trickery, I can... Oh, would you look at that? I'm a pirate again. How did that happen? Wow! Anyways, I'm just proud of myself that in the year 2024, I finally figured out how to make myself a PNG tuber. I'm really happy with that. That was a fun thing to achieve. Speaking of which, so the 22nd of this month will be my 4-year streamiversary. And I do have a stream scheduled for the 23rd. So that's 2 weeks from today. I'm going to have to, I've been so unwell that I haven't even had a chance to really think about what I want to do for my streamiversary stream. Which, woo, it's 2 weeks away. And I've been doing this for 4 years, so I want to do something special. So hopefully we'll figure something out. Maybe some cozy game stuff. I will probably be hosting another giveaway because I can't help myself. Of something from my shop, probably, or maybe something else. I don't know. Anyways, I have a shop here, by the way, where you can get all kinds of gubbins that I make, prints, stickers, some pins, and all that jazz, is available there. There are some rad sticker sheets that you might like if you like coffee or tea or milk. And actually, I think most, if not all of my sticker sheets are in some way food themed. That was not planned, but this seems to be what happened. Because I have one that's just a whole bunch of citrus fruits as well. I've got a whole bunch of little milk guys. Among other things, I've also got other stickers. I made some shiny holographic stickers for the first time last year. Was really happy with the way that those turned out. I also made my first foiled print last year, which is a limited edition Hollow Knight artwork. I do have a number of Hollow Knight art pieces up that are all limited edition. Once they're gone, they will not be restocked. And other stuff if you are not into fan art. And other fan art if you are. Anyways. No pressure, obviously. I'm just happy you're here. But I do try and remember to actually tell people that that exists, because I'm not good at remembering to tell people that that exists. And I should get better at that. Anyways, so at the end of last year, I made a whole bunch of paints trying to recreate sort of a moon glow vibe, but with different paints. So these were the blends that we ended up creating. And I'm trying to decide which one of these is best for the night sky, and I'm thinking probably this one, which is unrecreatable because it's literally just all 6 of these different paint colors mixed together in unknown amounts. I was very scientific about all of them, and then I got to the end, I ended up with this color, which I thought just looked kind of nasty. So I was like, okay, what if I just add some of this color to this until it looks good? And I arrived at that, and I was like, oh yeah, actually that looks pretty nice. And here we are. Helpful? No, because I was trying to be very deliberate in like knowing what ratios I was using of different colors for all of these pans, but I ended up throwing all of that out the window because I'm a dum-dum. But hey, here we are. Yay! So, I think I'm gonna start with that color for the sky, and then probably for the city, I'm thinking probably this color, and then for the hills here, probably this color. We'll see how we get on. But that's what I'm going to do for all of the backgroundy stuff anyways. Samantha says, Sammy is very tricksy with the giveaways. You see everything in her shop is so delightful that when you choose an item for the giveaway, you end up seeing all the other things and buy them. Which you're not supposed to do! A giveaway is about giving you a gift, not you giving me money! But also, thank you. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy all of the stuff. Very much I do. But yeah. Anyways, so looking forward to that. Not sure what we're going to do yet. I had initially had plans, unrelated, but I had initially had plans to stream this past Monday doing some Stardew Valley co-op with my moderator/spouse. It's not really feasible to do that on a weekday afternoon because he sadly has to have a normal job where he goes to an office, which means that he will not be available for the start of stream regularly, but he was not working this Monday. But unfortunately, I was too sick to do anything because I was largely bedridden, and honestly there were some days there where I could not get out of bed until like 2 in the afternoon, so yay. Anyways, insert fry meme. Shut up and take my money. Oh jeez. Anyways, I would like to do some Stardew Valley co-op stream with my partner at some point, so hopefully we'll be able to finagle something at some point in the future. Yeah. Speaking of, the other thing I have coming up, just want to give you a heads up. I realize this is quite a ways away, but Friday, the 7th of February, there will not be a stream because it's my 10th wedding anniversary, and I am going to be away for a couple of days, getting romantical with my partner. We're going to Wales for a few days. And I made I booked the train tickets and the hotel and stuff, yesterday, and then realized, oh, it's January the 8th. I no longer have any money for the rest of the month. So, oops, but also worth it, because we are in love. Anyways. But yeah. Right. Now, hopefully, first of all, I'm just gonna check and make sure that this is the paint pan that I mean to be using right now. So I'm just gonna decant it onto here and see how it looks. Ooh, that is a nice night sky color, I think. That'll work really well. Okay, good. Because what I'm going to do is I want to be working on a damp canvas for this. Just because I think that the paint flows better, I think, and that might be a bit of stray 3D print. I think the paint flows better. I don't necessarily need it to be like wet, but I do want it to be a damp canvas. But also when you're painting onto an already damp surface, the paint is less likely to accidentally bleed into areas that you do not want painted, because it tends to once you're painting onto like a wet surface, it tends to stay on the wet surface and not bleed onto dry areas nearby, which can be very, very useful. I don't need this to be super wet necessarily, but I do definitely want just a little base layer, partially because I think this will also help me get a nice kind of fade, because I do want it to be darker up here and then a little bit lighter toward the horizon line where the city is, and some of the light is going to be reflecting up from there. So, okay, I've got my little palette, and I've got my brushy, and I've got my paint pan. So let's get loading up my little brushy do with this wacky blend of colors. For anyone who missed it, basically I wanted to create something similar to the paint color Moonglow that Daniel Smith Paint makes, but I wanted it to be light fast, because I think light fastness is nice. Not that a lot of my paintings necessarily are going to end up being displayed and like framed as originals and stuff, but you know, just in case, I think it's useful to be using paints that I know are not going to make the painting look different than it was originally intended to look within like a year of painting it. No Nut, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? Mandy Distractions has a pie. I love that for you. Very exciting. And Tells, hello. Happy New Year to you too. I hope you are well. How are y'all doing? Welcome on in. I am just trying to commit some paint into a night sky. If I can get this a little bit darker and load up some more paint onto my little brushy and get that down, that would be rad. Ooh, that's better. Somewhat more concentrated amount, a nice value, a nice dark night sky. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, I come with ducks, says No Nut. Oh, No Nut, thank you very much for the ducks. Very much appreciated. Love to see some ducks. Many Distractions says ducked. Precious. Oh, No Nut says I love your little avatar. It's so cute. Is that my me? My little buddy here. That's me. I'm just here, as you can see, working on my painting. On this beautiful rocky shoreline. I can see the sea from here. I'm definitely not in a suburban studio under a little studio light, sitting at an IKEA desk in my pajamas. Definitely not. Why would you think that? Anyways. Okay. I really do want to commit to the fade, but I would like everything to be a little bit darker. If I can. I may even let this dry down a bit and then kind of go in with a second layer. That might be a good way to go about it. I wonder. I'm going to turn this back this way so I can see what the heck it is that I'm doing. Oh, the dimension on this color is stunning. I love it. I hate that this color is impossible to recreate because it is an extremely random mix of 6 other paint colors. Namely, in case you're curious, ultramarine, French ultramarine, viridian green, quinacridone violet, cadmium red, cobalt blue, and helio green makes up this. Tal says, I'm just in from the cold and pondering food. Food is a good thing to ponder for sure. No, that says food is always ponder worthy. 100%. Of all of the things to ponder, I think food is perhaps one of my favorites. Speaking of, I haven't been on stream since we've made this possible discovery, but I may have a sensitivity to an ingredient that is very common, annoying to avoid, and the absence of which will impact parts of things I regularly do. So, yay. Samantha is also viridian green. Isn't that a tautology? Like calling something azure blue? I mean, yes, but not everyone knows what color viridian is, because not everyone looks at paint as often as I do, so I thought I would be a little bit, clear. It's not like ATM machine, okay? I mean, maybe it is, but shh. Nonet says, wheat, how did you guess? How did you guess, Nonet? I had I made baby's first gluten-free pizza last night, and, it was really good. It was yummy tasty. The crust I could tell was different because I can taste that there's corn in it, and it has that slight sort of like corn flour texture to it, but I actually don't mind that texture. I think it's fine. I thought the taste was good. Like, the sauce was nice, the cheese was nice. I added some yummy tasty toppings. All that was really good. So, that's fine. But there's some stuff that I do think is harder to replicate than others, and also some, like, commercially available stuff that do not come in versions that do not contain wheat flour. So, this streamer feels sad. It's one thing if I've just had that allergy for my whole life and I don't know what I'm missing out on, but it's the fact that I'm 40 gosh dang years old and all of a sudden my body's like, you know what? This is just gonna make your airways stop working and make you feel real sick and make it hard to sleep, and you're just gonna feel sick and uncomfortable all the time. I'm still not 100% sure that I don't know if it's wheat or gluten specifically. I don't know. I'm in the process of figuring out what the heck is going on with myself. But that is possible. And as someone who has at least one, if not more, YouTube videos lined up that kind of involve me having to recreate historical baked goods, that's gonna get interesting. So if you see less baking videos and more other stuff on my YouTube channel going forward, it's because I can't... I'm not necessarily going to be able to, like, eat all of the historical recipes I'm recreating in the same way as I should. But I still have a couple planned and partially scripted out, though my next video, thankfully, is not a food-related video. It is to do with soap and historical hygiene and the history of soap and soap making. I had a lot of fun researching this one, and I hope that people enjoy it. I really wanted to film it in the break between, like, Christmas and New Year's, and believe it or not, I haven't been able to because I've been too sick. So I'm hoping that once my voice is recovered, I will I will be actually finishing the filming of that, and it should be coming soon, because my god, I've been planning it for so long and working on it for so long, and it's probably one of my most hinged and least dramatic videos to date, which hopefully isn't anticlimactic. I hope people enjoy it. I think there is a lot to enjoy in it. I hope. But, yeah, anyways. But yeah, speaking of lactose intolerance, oh yeah, I'm also lactose intolerant. That manifested itself about a year and a half ago. Um, so so yeah, anyways. Samantha says everyone has played Pokemon's my colorblind ass knows Viridian is green purely because of the color themed names of towns in the first Pokemon's. Listen, the only Pokemon game that I have played is Pokemon Legends Arceus on the Nintendo Switch. And I'm a gamer, so something's wrong with me. Anyways, because yeah, NoNet says I'm lactose intolerant, but I refuse to let go. I mean, yeah, same. But thankfully, they have lactase pills, so I can just take a tablet and know that I'll probably not have horrible tummy trouble, if I have like a flat white, which makes me so happy because as much as I do love my plant-based milk alternatives, and I don't like them with coffee or espresso at all. So, anyways. No, it says, Girly Pop, please be okay. It's all good. It's all good. Anyways, Many Distraction says, thankfully there's a lot more gluten-free food these days. I was on a gluten-free diet many years ago, and there was almost nothing, I couldn't, yeah. I looked in the free from section on the Tesco website to put in a delivery order the other night, and I was like, damn! There's a lot here. There's fish fingies. There's pancakes. There's... I'm sure some of these are, like, varying levels of quality, but honestly, like, some of the breads look decent. And, like, I've baked gluten-free baking that was very good. I've had gluten-free baking that was very good. It's more just an adjustment than anything. But if I'm recreating recipes from history and I'm having to sub in gluten-free flour, I can't necessarily give them the same fair assessment as I would if I was using wheat flour, just because it does fundamentally change certain things to do with, like, hydration and structure. So I'm not going to be getting the exact experience of, like, this is what I would have been eating in the 18th century, because they did not have Dove's Farm gluten-free baking blend. But I'm really happy that they do now. Anyways. But yeah. Samantha says, getting older, your body starts recovering from injuries slower. Eventually you hit the critical threshold where you heal niggles slower than you accumulate them, and thus exponential niggle growth. Yup, apparently so. My immune system is just attacking itself for no reason all the time now, which I just love. But yeah, anyways. Glad to not be in the 18th century, says NoNet. Me too. There are a lot of things I think are cool about it to, like, study, but my god, I am so much happier to be here right now than I would have been to be then, for so many reasons. Like, there's a lot that, sort of I think sometimes, and I will probably be touching on this in my next video, that a lot of the time, a lot of the sort of, like, pop history that you see tends to lean into, like, wow, things were so crazy and terrible, and look at this weird, crazy thing that people used to do back in the day. Because that's very attention-grabbing, very, like, headline-y kind of ways to look at history, but it's not necessarily accurate. Usually the truth, I mean, there is a lot of weird stuff that, exists in history that has us going, like, wow, I can't believe they did that. But, like, people are going to be thinking the same thing about us in 100 years' time. They'll be like, damn, they lived like that? What the hell, man? But there's also a lot of stuff that just feels, like, generally pretty normal, It's like, flashback 300 years ago, what were they up to? Oh, like, just, making furniture and eating curry and, like, worrying about whether or not, their best friend whom they live with but never married men, still likes them. Anyways, just the usual gubbins. Anyway. Um, but yeah, I'm very much of the, I don't hearken back to the 18th century or anything like that as the good old days, because there are a lot of reasons to be very grateful for now. Um, I think to myself, could I exist in like the 6th century? Probably, yeah. With my like with my desire to keep my hands busy and my, occasional like laser focus at my special interests, which happen to be things like artisan handcrafts, I could very easily have had a successful and happy trade working as, like someone who weaves cloth or sews clothes or something like that, and been very happy being a dressmaker or a weaver or whatever. But on the other hand, I might have struggled in terms of, having a wheat allergy potentially, because we didn't know as much about that kind of stuff. I wouldn't have had access to like medications that I use every day in order to stay healthy. And I'm very grateful to have those things. So yeah, I'm happy to be alive now and not several centuries ago. Things were okay. Things have always been kind of okay for the most part, but I do think in some ways they're better now. I appreciate living in a time where, I don't know, like, my pronouns are normal. Anyways. Right. Point being, Nonette says, I read somewhere that, my chat is jumping around. I read somewhere that the treatment for sinus pressure was decapitation. I'm not sure that's, I feel like that was definitely the treatment for, hey, you're the ruling class and you're doing a terrible job and we don't want to have a monarchy anymore. That was definitely the treatment for that. But yeah, anyways. Many Distractions says, you have too much bad blood. Time to bring out the leeches. Ugh, pass. Hard pass on that. Samantha says that George Washington died of being born in 1732. Terrible year to be born. Did you know that 100% of all people born that year are now dead? Whoa, that is wild. That is a wild fact. Very sus. So sus. Hello, Aoife. Welcome on in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Nona says, I think they would have called me a witch. But you would have been a cool witch at least. Anyways. But yeah. Also good against headaches. Decapitation. Yeah, exactly. Have you considered... Oh, geez. It's like that Monty Python sketch where a patient comes into a surgery. He's like, what's wrong? My brain hurts. And the surgeon looks at it and goes, it will have to come out. No. Aoife says, guess who found herself a job today? Was it you, Aoife? Congratulations. If so, hell yeah. Woo! Hell yeah. Love that for you. I'm going to pop a hell yeah emote in the chat for that. That's rad as heck. Amazing. Wonderful. Anyways. I'm so sorry for the coughs. I think I'm going to need to take an intensive hydration break in a minute. So I shall do that. Head can't hurt if it's not there, says Many Distractions. Very, wise, sound decisions. Like, there were some medical decisions back in the day that were questionable, but, like, honestly, there's still a lot of stuff that we don't know what to do with. As someone who has suffered from many symptoms where the doctors are like, well, your blood tests are fine. Shrug. I feel that intensely, like, now, so... Yay! Oh. Okay, yeah, I need to drink some beverage. So I'm going to take a quick BRB. But before I do, Samantha in the chat says, fun fact, the English words bad and travesty both trace their etymology back to derogatory terms for trans. Wow. People have sucked. That's another thing that endures. Lots of people suck. Anyways, I got a BRB, so I will be back in a moment. Have a nice BRB. A BRB. Here's the BRB screen. I'll BRB. Hey friends, I'm back. Thank you for sticking around during the break. If it looks like I got impatient and did some more painting, no, I definitely didn't do that. Anyways, it's time for me to catch up with chat. Welcome back, everyone. Gotta go study, says Nonut. Have a lovely, lovely study time. I hope it all goes well. And thank you for stopping by again. It was lovely to see you. So Aoife let us know what her new job is. It involves punching Nazis and whipping stuff, I assume. I got a job in archaeological dig, cleaning and cataloging pieces, which is so cool. I love that for you. That sounds like an absolutely incredible gig. I hope you have a wonderful time. I hope you learn lots of really cool stuff. That sounds super cool. I hope that it doesn't involve any, like, super dangerous caves with lots of, like, carefully laden traps and stuff. I hope it's mostly just the cool fun parts. Unless that's cool and fun for you. I don't know. I hope you get to wear a neat hat. Samantha says, remember to say that belongs in a museum at least twice a day at random objects. Hell yeah. No, Ned says, just don't say that to old people. Please don't say that to me ever. I'll feel sad. Unless you say it about my artwork, in which case I'll be flattered. But yeah, anyways. You have to wait until they've died to put them in a museum. Exactly, Samantha, exactly. You get it. I mean, if I was a ghost, I would love to haunt a museum. I think that'd be a fun place to haunt as a ghost. I feel like, A, you could get up to some super fun mischief, and B, like, museums are just cool, fun places to hang out. That'd be rad. Though I might get scared at night when it's dark and there's nobody there and all spooky and stuff, even though I am a ghost. I would 100% totally be a scaredy ghost. Are you heckin' kidding me? I would be like textbook scaredy ghost. Like, look at me. It is likely. So yeah, I would say this sky is more or less donezo's for now. I say, and then immediately want to mess with it more. I'm just plopping some paint on willy-nilly if I can. Just redistributing some pigment. Don't worry about it. It's all good. This is fine. Just dotting about some darkness. Do. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I'd like to welcome you onto my canvas. Please make it look like a night sky. I would like this to be a cute painting. La, la, la. Anyways, points at stream, says Many Distractions. That belongs in an art museum in the future. Thanks, Many Distractions. I appreciate it. Aoife says, I assume it's going to be for Roman stuff since we are in prime Roman ruin country here. Ooh, the Amber Road ran right through here. In fact, some paths and roads here are actually parts of that road. Oh, love that for you. Love that so very much. That is super cool. I love the history of where one is. I did this, there was this, like, Tumblr post that was sort of a meme that was like, okay, spin this wheel for which you will be given a, like, random century, or random decade, rather, and report back on, like, how well you would fare if you were, like, isekai'd into that decade right now. I got the 530s. So assuming that I, a 40-year-old living in Oxfordshire, was dumped into the 430s, sorry, the 530s, just for clarity. This is important because, in fact, as soon as I landed there, I would be in the extremely newly formed, like, less than 10 years old, potentially, Kingdom of Mercia, which is what they called the Midlands back then. Not quite far south enough to be Wessex, we concluded. So we would have been in Mercia, and based on the spotty history of the time, we're not totally sure, but it's possible that the king of the day would have been a guy named Esel, but we're not totally sure on that. It's a little bit woolly. Like the mastodons, I imagine, when I'm trying to envision an elephant. Anywho. Excuse me. Anyways. Samantha says, Veni Vidi, Latin for I put it in a museum. Listen, my Latin is crap, so I don't know. Many distractions says, ooh, Romans, they used to mine a lot of salt in my hometown. Ooh, sweet. I think technically Oxford I don't think was around at that point. I think as far as I know, the earliest Oxfordness that I'm aware of is like the 9th century, I think. Anyways, I don't know, how does that line up? My moderator / spouse is home, so I'm gonna quietly go say hello to him because I missed him. He's had a long day. Sunshine. The heater's on. I'll lie down. I'll get you a cup of tea when I can. Unless you're up to it. If you're not, I'll do it. I love you. Go rest. Do you need to take tomorrow off? Maybe if you have to, please do. Okay. I love you. Hello again. I'm very glad that my moderator / spouse is home. He is now resting. Hi. Ephus is not sure if I ever told you, but I licked the walls of the oldest salt mine in the world. I licked the walls of the oldest salt mine in the world because they told us not to. And it was a very lickable spot, so I assume it's been licked by thousands in the last 7,000 years. Oh my god, yes. Okay, so Talis wants to know, was it salty? I want to know the same thing. That's amazing, and that's honestly, based on my knowledge of geologists, that feels pretty like a normal thing to do, honestly. Samantha says, so to get Aoife to lick something, all you have to do is tell her not to. Please be careful with that. I don't want her to get sick and lick something toxic. Please be careful. It was, but to be fair, it was a huge salt crystal, not just some grimy wall. Okay, that's also better. 'Cause yuck. I can't imagine that I would do the same, but also I very much admire your gumption in so doing. That's fantastic. Seriously, that's hilarious. I love it. Alright. What do I want to paint in next? I can do just sort of like the base color for this little hill here, which I wanted to do in kind of a nighttime-y, like this color, I think. I think this color, which is on my set of paints here. It's the third one along of the little, okay. It's this one, and I'm going to make sure it just doesn't get displaced because this one doesn't have a name yet, which is silly of me, and I should have thought of one. Oh no. Oh well, it's fine. It's all fine. This is for this week's Stream Inc. prompt. I genuinely thought I was going to finish this today. I overestimated how much I was going to be able to actually do today, so oops. But also should come as very little surprise because I am feeling, like crap. But still, I hope this is going to be a cute piece. I did envision it to be a fairly straightforward piece because, sick. So I may try and, if I'm not doing this next stream, I might just end up, filming some of the process if I paint it off stream. I'm not sure yet. I decided not to pre-moisten this bit of the canvas. I'm just gonna go for it. And hope for the best. This color, whatever it is, real pretty. These colors are all like kind of close to each other for the most part because they're all blends of the same set of original colors but in varying proportions. But I think that really works for like a nighttime scene because, you know, our ability to see different colors is more muted at night when we're not as much light is being thrown at things, so it makes sense that things are a little bit blued down and grayed out and that kind of thing. So I'm very happy for that sort of nice toned down effect, a little bit less in the area of kind of vibrance in that way. That works for us here. So very pleased about this color, I think. I hope it's cute at least. And these two little guys. I'm very, very, very carefully painting around. Just taking a little break up in the hills overlooking the city, enjoying the little lights down below and the shooting stars up above, and hopefully having a wonderful night together. 'Cause I'm a sap, and I like drawing just little gay peeps and little gay creatures having a nice little gay time. 'Cause that's my idea of a good time. I like drawing little people being in love. I like drawing little people being friends. I like drawing little Mothmen going on dates with each other. All that kind of stuff. Alright, that's pretty decent, I think, as a first pass with this paint. I might give it a second pass if I decide I want it to be a little darker. I haven't decided yet. And I don't know what's going on sort of among and between these guys and if there's any of those bits that need shading down as well. I just don't know yet. Anyways. Ooh, and I restored an old coffee maker yesterday, says Aoife. Ooh! So now I've got a coffee maker. In other news, I've had way too much coffee yesterday. Correlation? Is there a correlation here, I'm wondering? I don't know. I don't want to say for sure, but I feel like there may be a strong possibility there. Anyway, that's cool. What sort of coffee maker is it? That's super awesome. We've got like a vintage mocha pot that we picked up from a charity shop that could do with some TLC, which one has not gotten around to doing yet. But also it's a much larger capacity pot than we would normally use because we really only ever need to make 2 cups of coffee at a time. So it's kind of a back burner because of that. It's probably usable and fixable, but whomst knows. I think there's just a little doot there between the two of them. And I think that's probably, oh wait, there's a little doot there as well. Okay, now the picture makes sense. Hooray. There's a little lake here where the paper is not perfectly flat, so the paint wants to like converge into there, but that's fine. I don't care about that. There's going to be like shadows and details and what have you on the hill anyways once it's done. But I like the way this color is granulating because you're getting the sort of like greenish bluish bits kind of floating above like the violet base. And that's one of the things I love about these paints is the way that the different pigments separate out and gives it a lot of dimension and stuff. I don't know if the sky looks totally jank, but I guess I'll see how it looks when it's dry, when it's like fully bone dry. And if I need to just give it a little glaze to kind of even the whole thing out at that point, using as little paint as possible and just sort of washing over it, then that's what I'll do at that point. It's all good. It's a Bialetti, I think they're called. Ooh, sweet. I know them well. Like those aluminum pitcher things you put on the stove. Yeah. The Bialetti mocha pot. Delightful. As a tea drinker, I just had no idea how much coffee you put in there, says Aoife. Oh, goodness gracious. Generally, if you're using a coffee pot like that, the general idea is to just put as much grounds into the basket as the basket will hold. Don't press it down or anything. It's not like an espresso maker where you want to like press the coffee grounds into like a compact. Just like spoon it in, and just make sure that it's, you know, sort of level and about the amount as you can get into the basket. And then for the amount of water, just fill up the bottom portion of the pot until there should be a little round gaskety thing on the side. Come up to just underneath that, and that's as much water as you should put in the pot. There you go. Oh yeah, Aoife says, yeah, that's what the internet told me. I'm glad I only filled it half, though I think I would be dead now. Oh, you poor thing. Well, I guess that's the other thing, is like, fill it up with as much as you find delicious also. So there you go. Anyways. Samantha says, correlation does not imply causation. Any first-year statistics student knows that, and I'm sure there is no more to know about the subject than that. Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Statistics is not one of the most complicated things that has ever butted up against things that I need to know about in my entire life. It's definitely not dense and deeply confusing and incredibly complex, and my god, I have so much admiration for the statisticians in my life, because, like, they are very, very smart people. Holy crap. And also really nice. Every statistician I've known has been a really nice person. That's probably just a coincidence, but it's true. I just want to give a shout out to the statisticians I know. You're great. Anyways. Samantha says, in other jokes about knowledge, I used to think I knew what the Dunning-Kruger effect was, but I read this book about it and now I'm not so sure. Heck. Anyways. Aoife says, someone yesterday told me in a chat 1-to-2 ratio of coffee to water, which would also kill me. Coffee is not rice, I think. 1-to-2? Okay, I think that's if you're making, like, an actual espresso shot. If I'm drinking a filter coffee, which is usually what I'm doing, like this, for instance, is a filter coffee, my general preferred ratio to kind of work around is something about 14 to 15 grams of coffee to 250 grams of water. Is what, for most coffees, gets me to what I think is a delicious tasting cup. I would not want to do 125 grams of coffee to 250 grams of water. That's bad. As I say, unless you're making an espresso, in which case your coffee is going to be very small in amount. Unless you're, say, planning to make it Americano style, in which case you're going to be adding a ton of water to it, or adding, like, you know, several, like, ounces of milk to it. But yeah, no, that, if you're just having, like, a filter or something like that, and the Mucka Pot isn't technically an espresso beverage, it is a stronger, in terms of concentration, coffee. But what my partner and I like to do with our Mucka Pot coffee is to basically make it like Americano style. So we'll make a pot of coffee, we'll decant it out, and then we will add more, like, hot water to the coffee, and then add milk. Which gets it to, I would say, the right, like, ratio of coffee particulate to water to make it taste really nice. But, yeah, I do like espresso, says Aoife. Yeah, espresso's delightful, and by taste, but I wouldn't want to have a big cup of it. Yeah, exactly. So I guess remember, when it comes to the amount of coffee that you drink and how you make it, just remember the BBC. Please be careful. Especially if you're not used to having large amounts of caffeine. I love caffeine. It is a good friend of mine. Um, because I don't take medication for my ADHD. But you know what caffeine does? It helps you focus. So I call it my focus juice. And I think it's definitely helping me find the gumption to do things like paint and stuff today, because I haven't had coffee in many days. Because I simply wouldn't have been able to handle it with my throat. Like I've barely had any sort of like dairy for days, because it tends to irritate my chest and stuff when I've been sick. But I'm feeling just good enough that I'm good with it. Anyways, Samantha's ADHD, either you get on medical speed or unholy amounts of caffeine. Thankfully, I mean, I think the three large lattes I was drinking a day when I was in my first couple of years of university is probably what helped me get through my first couple of years of university. Except that also probably exacerbated the anxiety I experienced in the first couple of years of university. So I stopped doing that. And I switched to having tea first thing in the morning and then like a coffee in the afternoon. Cause, you know, my mental and physical well-being. These days I generally, unless I'm like out and about, don't really drink more than like one, maybe two coffees a day. And like it's more often than not it's one. Um partially because I do think that if I do have too much caffeine, it kind of makes me a little bit but you know, like there's a sweet spot. But also I also really like tea, so I crave variety. But yeah, I definitely find that, you know, before I discovered the focus effects of caffeine was something that actually exists in real life, I didn't really understand why, for instance, like I can have coffee in the evening, like after dinner, and not have trouble falling asleep. And that's because caffeine is a stimulant. Stimulants help you focus. And sometimes that means being able to shut down my internal monologue long enough to actually pass out at night. So, you know, it has its benefits. Okay. I'm wondering if these sections are dry enough that I can paint in the beginnings of the little city area. For which I want this paint here. This very one, which is this beautiful bad boy, which I think will work hopefully very, very nicely for this city area. Oh, beans. Okay, I'll be back in just a second. Right, okay. I think my throat is starting to tell me it's going to be time to call it a stream fairly soon. So I might just get this color down and then that'll be it. This color has a name. This color is called Blue Moon, which is delightful. I have started trying to name some of the colors. This is Blue Moon. This one is Blood Moon. I want to name them all after different types of moons. So one of these is going to have to be, I don't know which one of these is going to be Worm Moon, but one of these is going to be Worm Moon, because that's a thing. Maybe a Harvest Moon. I don't know. Anyway. That's my thinky thought process about it anyways. I think this is a virgin paint pan. I don't think I've used this one yet. Oh my goodness. Tells us definitely take care of yourself. I am planning to. Advanced programming note, there is a possibility that the stream will be starting a little bit later tomorrow. I'm thinking of possibly pushing the start time back by an hour. I will pop that onto Discord if that ends up being the case. just because honestly, I have not been out of bed that early, like properly, in many days. And I'm not sure I'm up to it. So we might be pushing start time of the stream back by an hour, and it might be a shorter stream depending on how I'm feeling, the state of my lungs, all that jazz. I am definitely feeling so much better than I was feeling like a couple days ago. There was a lot of shortness of breath. I wondered if I was going to need to seek urgent medical care, but I am feeling so much better right now. I genuinely am feeling so much better than I was a couple days ago. So super grateful for that. Hoping that I've got enough paint on here that it's going to be a nice amount. Maybe I'll just start and we'll see how it looks. Ooh! Hell yeah, that's pretty. I think there's quite a good amount of the ultramarine in this, which does seem to want to dominate in the mix. Because it's quite a pigmented pigment, which sounds like a really stupid thing to say, but if there's one thing that I've learned about different pigments, is that some of them absolutely do give you more bang for your buck. Like some paints you have to load a ton onto your brush to get your desired effect, to get the vibrancy of color that you're looking for, and some you just barely have to like glance at them with the tip of your paintbrush and you are getting like the brightest, most saturated color ever. 20 stream steak! Aoife, thank you very much for the 20 stream steak. I very much appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy your 20 steaks. That is awesome. Thank you so much for like continuing to want to hang out here. I really appreciate it, and it's always nice to see you. And congrats again on your amazing new gig. That sounds like it's going to be a really good time, and I'm very happy for you. Ooh, pretty, says Talis, and vibrant. Is this not? Absolutely delightful. I'm really liking the way this is looking. Gonna potentially give this another pass of paint before all is said and done. Because it does, I don't know, is it looking too bright compared to the other colors? I don't know. Is it looking a little bit weird? Does the painting look weird? I don't know that either. We'll see. But I think as a starting point, I think it's a really good starting point. And I'm hopeful that this painting will turn out cute. I'm honestly just, can I get, how much of this can I just kind of glob onto the paper and hope that it sits nice and dries pretty? Because actually I think this, I'm probably gonna give the both the sky and the hilltop another sort of pass to darken them down a little bit more. But I also want to I want to see what this situation looks like when it's dry before I do any of that. So I'm probably gonna call it for today and give my vocal cords a rest, give my throat a rest. I'm actually impressed that I haven't coughed more than I have, because there was a real possibility that it was going to be a lot worse than it's being right now, which I'm glad it's not. So I guess that's progress as well. This is granulating so hard. Look at the texture on this. Wow. That's heckin' crazy. And again, this is the bones of a good painting. This isn't a good painting yet, but there's a few stages left to go. I might have to take care of that off stream because I think I want to get it done for like Saturday. So I'll probably work on this a bit tomorrow afternoon if I have the energy to do so after tomorrow's stream, which I'm hoping to do. And I'm also hoping that it's okay if we start a little bit later in the morning, just because of my whole deal right now. But thank you all for coming back with me after my somewhat protracted break from streaming. It's so good to be here. It's so good to be back. I've missed y'all. I've missed streaming. And I've had so much fun today chatting with everybody, doing doing silly fun things. But yeah, shall we go send a raid in the direction of someone cool? Wow, loads of people are streaming, which is awesome. Who shall I go say hello to? Okay, I'm going to see if I can find someone that we haven't raided in a little while, but I'm just going to make sure that they're not just about to finish before I do. As previously mentioned, I will be hopefully doing some streamy gubbins tomorrow morning, doing some game stream. I don't know in what way, because I don't think I'm going to be continuing the live stream, the speed run just yet, just because I don't, I think I want to be a little bit healthier before I try and do that again. Let's just get some ananas popping in this raid message. There we go. So we've got a raid message in chat. If you would like to join in on the raid, feel free to grab the raid message. If you have the emotes, feel free to use the emotes. If you do not have the emotes, feel free to just say generic raid message. It's all good. I'm probably going to be taking off fairly quickly because I need to go make dinner, and also I am just suddenly feeling how tired I am. But thank you all for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a lovely time with Jenga, who is doing just some cozy art and artwork and co-working, and is very fun and very sweet and just a cool person to hang out with. So hopefully you'll have a lovely time over there. And thank you all for hanging out. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow morning. Where's the thanks for watching screen? There it is. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everyone. You really need a generic emote as one of your follow-up emotes, says Samantha. You know, I'm working on some new emotes, so I will take that on board. Thank you. And have a good night, everybody. Take care. Have a good night. Stay healthy. Goodbye and good night.